Okay, we should be back. Hello everyone, we should be back. Let me know if things are weird. We'll give it just a moment for the stream to start back up. And yellow. Here we go. So, through all of this, all of these people, we are going to do our best to speedrun as much of this game as we can. Which is going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. We're here, Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones, released in 2005 for the Game Boy Advance. So this is the 8th Fire Emblem game. This game also takes a whole bunch of Norse myths. New game. Normal difficulty. This takes a whole bunch of names from Norse myth, especially near the end of the game. But the way it's taking these names and what it does with them is completely different. So we'll let this play quickly, and then we're just going to start playing as quickly as we can. I'm going to speed through some of these scenes, but not all of them. And you can see already here the Norse imagery starts, because you can see the runes along this. These runes are complete gibberish. They don't actually say anything, they just look good. As with most things with runes don't really say anything meaningful with them. They just like having them because they think they look cool. Which is fair. It's completely understandable. The name of this continent, Magvel, does have some similarities to the Hungarian word for Hungary, so hence why you might hear like the Magyars. So there's some reference there. Continent of Magvel. For some 800 years, a quiet peace reigned in the absence of the terrible darkness. The sacred stones have been passed from generation to generation. Nations have been built around their power and their legacy. The kingdom of Rene, ruled by Fado, the peerless warrior king. The kingdom of Frelia, ruled by Hayden, the venerable sage king. The kingdom of Johanna, ruled by Ismer, queen of the White Dunes. The theocracy of Ralston, ruled by Mansell, the divine emperor. The Grado Empire, ruled by King Vigard, the stalwart silent emperor. These 5 countries house the power of the sacred stones. They are joined by a mercantile republic of Perchinoch. In these times of peace, tales of past conflict have drifted into legend, and memories of the ancient dark arts have all but evaporated. It is now the year 803. In an instant, the whole of Magvel is threatened by an unexpected atrocity. The Grado Empire, the largest of the Sacred Stone nations, has invaded the kingdom of Rene under orders from Emperor Vigard. A longtime ally of Grado, Rene is caught off guard, unable to mount any resistance. A weird thing with this is they all have standing armies despite every country being allied with every other country. There seems to be no wars to speak of for 800 years, but they all have standing armies. It's a mystery. Rene will fall. Indeed. We're mostly going to spam through this because there's not a lot interesting going on here. We have this big, like, comically large Gothic castle, but castle gates breached. So they're surrendering. Erica is going to escape with Seth and the bracelet. King Hayden is gonna help us out. And yo. He seems to think that this could be his fault, so that's unlucky for him. But realistically, a king, even if it was captured, would have posed very little risk. In the early Middle Ages, there was some risk of getting killed in the battle, but if the battle is over and the king is alive, the odds of the king getting killed is virtually non-existent. They would get captured, they would get ransomed, and that's it. No big deal. No big deal. Something like this would just not happen, where Fado just dies there. Anyway, we have names here. Erika is a feminized form of the Icelandic name Eiríkur, Eric. It's spelled the same way, E-I-R-I-K, and it's just added a feminine ending. Seth, name from the Bible, of Adam and Eve's third son. Franz, very common German name. Not a whole lot of important or interesting things happening here in terms of medieval adaptation. We've got dragons. They're cool. This must be my lucky day. We have Walter, German name Walt. Literally, if you replace it with a W, it would be just Walter. Waldarius, Walter. Again, just a German name. There's too many historical figures with that name to try and predict which one it's related to, and in fact, most of them are not as big of an asshole as this guy is. So that's fun. And we're just gonna skip through basically everything. This will not be easy. We get a sword, and let's go. A couple of crappy looking bandits. Not gonna play super... well, that's risky. Better for these people that will do just no damage. No damage at all. Also, let me change the options here before this turn ends, because otherwise we're going to be in for a painfully slow turn. Animations we're going to turn off, speed, fast. We'll actually just wait and pray that she crits, and yo. Okay, no big deal. No big deal at all. Erika gets this kill, and he's already dead. Seth is going to be our carry through most of this because he's insanely good. And yo. Erika's confused about why we're starting a war, or why a war started, and what on earth we're doing. Really no adaptation to speak of here. We just got some names taken from all over the place with very little historical reference. Or, in this case, completely made up. Tana is not a name. Brego looks like it's just a French type name. As far as I know, I have no idea if that's actually a real name that someone has had. There's a lot of spellings of names, so like that is no guarantee that something of that name exists, or that exact form exists, but also not necessarily a reason to worry about it. Well, this is accurate. Being captured as a hostage for all knights or higher ranking in a battle is basically guaranteed. In fact, if there's a battle with only knights, the casualties, which are, by the way, that's very, very rare, but it does happen. If there's a battle with only knights, there was one that happened between Henry II, I think, of England, and the King of France. They just kind of accidentally ran into each other while at war, and both of them only had their royal retinues with them. So there were several hundred combatants in that fight, and there were supposedly 3 casualties. Which should say something about just how impressive the idea of hostage taking is. You would concuss someone, you'd injure them, they'd leave the battlefield, you would take them hostage. And then you would ransom them back to their families, and that's how you turn to profit on war. And we have more units here. Gilliam and Franz again. Franz again, German name. Gilliam is a corruption of William. The French spelling has G-U-I instead of just G-I, so that's where that comes from. Franz is really good. We're going to use him a whole bunch. But we are not interested in taking our time, so here we go. Just gonna go faster and take on more people. Seth does not care. If anyone survives Seth's onslaught, we can feed them a little bit of oomph, but they won't. So we've got here 2 guys with iron axes, no big deal. Franz has a sword, right? Yeah. Well. And Seth gets a level up. Unlike most dragons in the series, Seth has actually incredible growths. So he's got some of the best growths in the game. So he just keeps getting better. There's no reason we won't use him. We're just gonna also use Franz, because Franz is kind of a carry. In the meantime, yeah, we're seeing there's not a whole lot of adaptation going on here. Obviously, the aesthetics have changed a lot, and the objectives have changed a lot. Things are a lot smaller. And here we're seeing a lot of 13th century castles, with the building in the back, or along one edge. This is 13th or 14th century, down to a T. Anyway. Gilliam is one of Tan's underlings, I guess. He's on the border guard. And since we're on the border, well, he works for Tana, so we move on. And we go from there to the much larger, but otherwise exactly identical, Freelian capital. There's really not a whole lot to talk about here. These designs are all pretty much exactly fantasy fashion. Fairly obviously, I mean, the blue hair kind of gives that one away, but even Hayden's designs here, this breastplate is a little bit large, and they're not wearing gorgets, they're not wearing anything to protect their necks or faces, they're just walking around wearing breastplates with 2 big shoulder pads and tall collars. It's very stylish, but this is much more standard sword and sorcery fantasy designs. Meanwhile, I know I'm speeding through this text, but this is just... There's not a whole lot going on in here, and I am more interested in getting to the adaptation than I am with doing a full breakdown of this. This particular room looks fine. Really, it's maybe a tiny bit large, but the wood-paneled ceiling there looks like it's oak beams, with this fireplace with engravings on it, and then carpets and patterned wall hangings. Wallpaper is absolutely right. So this is all totally fine as a standard kind of medieval upper class room. So yeah, we get gold and we're ready to move on already. Tanya's like, you sure this is a good idea? But of course, Erica is not going to leave Ephraim. So not. And everyone continues to be shocked and traumatized by the war. So yeah. Unlucky there. Let's get going faster. King Hayden apologizes and gives a handful of people. The sizes in this are kind of overcorrect. While battles in the Middle Ages are not large, often like a couple hundred tops on each side, this is way less. We're going basically 5 against the world here, and for most of our battles, it's not implied in this game that we have a whole bunch of like retainers and other people fighting. It's implied that the army of like 16 people we send out is everyone there is. So, yeah. But we have our second game-breaking unit. Because Vanessa and Franz have a bunch of movement and enough stats to crush how easy this game is. So, if I can remember to be clever with the rescue strats, this is not going to take very long. Anyway, so that village got destroyed. Anos is injured. Okay, please. Please. More bandits. And yeah. We have introduction to rescue mechanics. And look at our guys here. Originally, I was going to have some trouble doubling, because 5 con, well, actually doesn't even get weighed down by this. Just doesn't do a lot of damage, because 9 attack is not good. Hell, Erica is better than that, and Erica has no stats to speak of. Well, that's okay. Oh no. Bandits. Bandits. Arena, yay. This is one of the noble Grado generals. Again, popped collars. My god, they do love their tall collars in these designs. This building, or this houses look, to me, far more early modern than medieval. Like, I would say, with the brick and windows here, you're looking at probably 17th century. We still got some with the Waddle and Daub style with the white with the black wood boards, which is a very common style through the 15th and 16th centuries, but you're also seeing some brick, so I'd say this is probably like a village from maybe the early 1500s. And we got even more money already. Nope, don't need to rescue him. Oh, I should have moved later, because we're gonna do that. Rescue. And we move on to the next one. Garcia is actually really good, as it turns out. I am not super worried about him, but we'll drop you and head down to the forest here. I'm going to send Gilliam up to get this one, because I don't need it for anything else. Talk to you to do that. We'll recruit him. Sacred Stones has this fun thing of trainee units. We're not going to use any of them. We are not going to use any of these guys, because Ross is the best of them, but he still is bad. We'll use him for Chip as long as we have him, but I'm not planning on using him long term, because realistically, Gilliam is nope. Item, steel sword, equip, drop, there. Realistically, Garcia is just better. So we'll just go trade here, so he can do the shopping instead. And in the meantime, Vanessa does that. Garcia just missed a lot of shots in a row there. Fun times. And armory, we buy an iron sword for Erica, and an iron sword for Seth, and an iron axe. Alright, I need to sell this. Now we'll buy another iron axe then. We're also going to buy an iron lance. I wish we could buy javelins already, but we can't, so we'll just do that, and that should get us through to Seraphil. No problem. Especially with the chests next time. We won't get most of them, but we'll get a couple of them. Damn. And unfortunately, Vanessa's at more than 50% HP, so that's fine. That's fine. See? Definitely didn't misclick there, because the SNES and the GBA have flipped controls. No siree. One, two, three, four. Yep, need to kill this guy. Okay. And yeah, we continue to not really have a whole lot interesting here. There's a very stereotyped bandits that are just dumb brutes that are going around causing as much misery as possible, really. But we'll let Erica take care of them, because really, no one else has any reason to worry. Well, in the meantime, did I not get this? I forgot to get this village. Anyway, we get the ruckus here, and we get a pure warrior threat. This game gives a whole lot of resources right away, honestly. Like, we already have a fire. We already have two really good cavaliers. It's kind of silly. But hopefully he won't just kick the bucket from 2 attacks. It'll be close, but he should be fine. Cool, he's definitely fine now. And he levels, which is great. Another really good level. Strength and defense are really just good news for him. I would have liked speed, but I won't complain about the other things. And Erica continues to be a champ. Okay then. Pretty good and all. We don't actually, I'm pretty sure we don't need to worry about recruiting Garcia. He should just join as long as Ross is recruited. Which is good, because I don't want to bother about running all the way over there. And the mercenary there who rescued him must be Joshua. I don't know that for sure, but I can't think of who else it would be. So, I'm going to assume it's Joshua. How much damage did you take? You took 10. Okay. The trainees have special 10 levels that they can deal that are just for them, and when they hit level 10 they'll automatically promote, which is pretty cool. But we'll give you an iron sword, and we will attack with the iron sword, so we kill things slightly less hard, I guess. And that's that. And Seth recognizes this guy and says he's one of the greatest warriors Renee has ever known, which is really depressing, because he's fine, he's not bad. But he's definitely not equal to Seth, or Franz, or Vanessa, or Ephraim, or Sala. So, yeah, but he's like, okay, this is a common refrain of the nobles are faceless. This is another thing that by the late Middle Ages is not true. In the 1380s, there's something called the Peasants' Revolt, which is partly a consequence of the Black Death 40 years prior, and the policies England put in place to try and prevent that from spiraling out of control and people wanting more wages. But the Peasants' Revolts, there were like 3. The first one is led by Wat Tyler, or the main one is led by Wat Tyler, but they seem to have coordinated, because there's 3 that pop up at the same time and they all march on London. So, but their demands are all concentrated on individual, in some cases, individual nobles. So whether or not they've actually met them for this slowly rising middle class of peasantry, i.e. non-nobles, they were well aware of who they were blaming for their problems. They had names and faces to attach to them, and in some cases burned down the castles of those people. So the trope of the faceless nobles that the peasants are dying for, that certainly sometimes happens, but by the 14th century, end of the 14th century, it seems to be way less true, and there's a lot more familiarity countrywide with who's making the decisions, even in high levels of government. So, yeah, it's a trope. We move on. Ooh, this is fun. This building right here is not medieval by any stretch of the imagination. That is 18th century, or kind of like a neo-Gothic almost. Victorian neo-Gothic, so like late 18th or into the 19th, like up to maybe anywhere in the 19th century that probably works. It's kind of the style of the manor, the Victorian manor, or for the fantasy castle. Like, there's one in Cardiff that fits that, from the 18th century. I was trying to build up a thing that looks more medieval, or more like the folk stories of the Middle Ages than the actual remains of the Middle Ages do. So next to this 11th century Norman keep, there's a 18th century fantasy castle, which looks a lot like this building here. So that's cool. And here we go. Yoink! Seth seems to know something. He won't tell us what, but he knows something. And we have here a world map. And there we go. More guys. Another, like, super problematic thing with this game that exists. The bandits are, in many cases, either ugly or in some way physically deformed. So, like, there was the one in the last chapter who had the, like, hugely split teeth that were kind of rotting. This guy with the incredibly large nose, for Basba. There's this real thing of physical deformity in some way corresponding to brutality, which is really, really bad. Really problematic trope that exists in the Middle Ages as well. This is unfortunately a genuinely medieval trope, but yeah. It's not something I'm very happy about. And you can see in the even just the sprites here, how bad it is. It's like this guy is scarred and with a big nose and now ripped clothes and a problem. That's okay, I guess. Not a lot we can do about it, so we'll not try, instead just kind of move on. Slow Lance breaks that down. We'll see who's the best bet. We could use Garcia here. It's pretty hard. We'll die on the enemy phase. That also works. I'd prefer to do that. But let's see if France can get a kill. Nay. Okay, then we'll have Erica do it. And that won't be a problem. And next turn I'll have Ross trade over the thing. Yeah, that's not a trope we see in this game. You're right that is a trope. That is super problematic, involving physical deformity, but that's not the trope that's going on here, Antonio. This trope seems to be very much related to physical deformity as a sign of being evil, and physical beauty as a mark of being good. Obviously that's not guaranteed by any means, because, like, Vigard is not deformed, and he's also dead in this game, so small problem. And yeah, he's gonna do his thing. We go here, and we trade you an Iron Sword. He has a hand axe, right? Yeah. Hand axes in this game are really good, actually. It's quite a change from most of them. I've not played most of The Witcher, so don't spoil anything for me, Antonio. That is something we're going to play more of on at least a couple times on stream. Cool. That works out okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, if I had to guess, it's probably pretty subversive with that trope. Just because it can be. Let's see if you... yeah, you can attack there. Annoying. That's fine, we'll do this anyway. Because if you hit... nah, damn. Mulder heals you. And here we go. Attack. Iron Sword. Wall. But we need to rescue Vanessa out of the way, because otherwise we're going to have a problem. But she's fine now. Nothing to worry about. At all. Garcia is going to win that fight handily, and that's all he's going to do this chapter. And then we need to bust down this wall as quick as we can, which don't have a whole lot of ranged units to do that with. We can use this. And I guess we can use Erica here. Seth kills this guy easily. Doubly easily. And then Garcia does his thing. Don't need to worry too much about healing him. Chest keys only have one use, that's fine. Kill. Should have actually given that kill to someone else. I could have given it to... Vanessa, which would have been way better. Oh well. No use at all in flying over it. And that's not a good level, but it doesn't really matter because 5 move is just broken. Or 8 move is broken. Sorry. Yo. Continuing in this, like, design of this space, it's not really a big thing. But also, like, you can see in just these guys are just burly, they're kind of useless. Let me turn on animations, actually, for a moment. To see just one of these guys, to see how the deformity goes even into the sprites. They're just all the way through and through deformed. Yo, you can see, like, that man has no nose. And, well, none of the GBA sprites exactly are amazingly detailed. It is, to an extent, that is kind of a problem of these guys are burly and unarmored and seem to just be, like, pretty much brutish. They're notably, like, while they are burly half-naked guys with close ties to barbarians, notably I think it's very safe to say that what they aren't is trying to fit into any sort of Viking trope. That is not part of the iconography of these, apart from being burly and having axes. There's really nothing to draw that opinion out. So, that's not an interpretation that exists, thankfully, but, yo. A lot of the rest of this iconography just is very closely related to very problematic things. Luckily, Mulder is like the only... He does not currently have defense, but he's not getting doubled because he's not weighed down, but only 5 speed, 9 speed, so yeah. He's not getting doubled to 13, he's fine. Not even going to waste my time with that, I'm going to just push up. Vanessa can get a kill somewhere. Maybe. Or Erica. Either of them would be fine. I'm definitely, like, trying to use Erica a little bit. Not a lot, I don't need to use her a lot. But I want to use her a little bit because it's way easier to one-round the final chapter if she's good. Just due to where people start. Well, that's risky, let's do it. There's a level. Yep, and that's what Ross's levels look like. He's just really not very good despite all the oomph we put into having to train him. So it's better to use people that you don't have to train. Like Seth. Nope, you have not completely missed the stream, because I am going very long today. Well, not that long. We're only at 3 hours. But I am going to go long because I'm on chapter 3 of 21 in this game, and I want to try and do all 21 chapters. We'll see how that goes. I think this is just like a javelin. I don't think that's something I care about. I think the time is more important. So we kill this man with a very... Oh wait, this is a siege chapter, isn't it? Damn. Well, that's no good. We're gonna get this chapter, but it's way too slow, because I forgot to rescue strats. Oh, this is a very bad speedrun. This is a speedrun, but this is an incredibly bad speedrun. That's been my joke, but this is the slowest speedrun we're gonna do. We could possibly do. I guess aesthetically designed here for Calm is very much like D&D swashbuckler rogue archetype, more than any relation to anything medieval. A little bit of the Robin Hood flair, but mostly I think drawing on pirate movies, Captain Blood, something like that, and Dungeons and Dragons. And a ruin! Yay! That ruin looked really well put together, but we have here a ruin. Obviously, there were lots of ruins in the Middle Ages, but well, I've got some friends doing research on the abuse of ruins in all sorts of like medieval-ist literature, so I haven't done the research myself, but I'm very excited to hear of all the ways that ruins are just used stupidly. And we have Dussel and Selena. And you know, they are all not, well, very pleased about this. And Glenn. And Vigard. Looks a little pale, but otherwise looks fine. And we get new, awful generals. This guy, who, again, looks comically evil, Reeve. Kellic. And Volto. Let me grab my phone real quick. It's just out of reach here. Because I believe Kellic is actually a mythological reference, but I do not remember from where. So let me look that up real quick. Okay. Well, yo, so it's not actually a mythological reference, it's just a Gaelic word for strife. So we met them, we saw another castle. Let's go and take a look at the rest of it. Zaha Forest, which you can tell is old because it has an apostrophe in the name. We're seeing where, also like in FE4, some of the names had ties to Norse myths. Mostly taking them for fun, but sometimes doing them for larger purpose. Actually, no, mostly just for fun, corrupting various Norse names. Here they just make them up completely. But now, monsters. So many monsters. We have here Lute and Ardor. Mentioning an ancient tome, she is a fulfillment of our necessary D&D archetypes of the wizard. And Revenants. Yeah. She could not defend it perfectly, she's a terrible unit. We may use her anyway, but She's not good. And these are fiends, seeming to be legends and fairy tales. This is another bit of anachronism. The idea that there were supernatural beings of some kind, either, well, not so much the Moguls here, but of revenants and all sorts of other bad news, they existed. Like, there is no doubt. In the medieval consciousness that these things existed. Trade, nope. We'll give that to Franz with the javelin so we can just run in the middle of things. Heal, Silver Sword, Islands, Axe, and Bow. Yep, those two drop out. Check map, formation. We're not going to use Gilliam, he's mostly just here as filler. We're also really not going to use Ross, but he's here as filler as well. He's good chip, because he's got his hatchet. So, yeah. Anyway, people in the Middle Ages absolutely believed that these monsters were real, were dangerous. So any idea of they're just myths and fairy tales is a very modern one. That's just not how people in the Middle Ages thought. That doesn't mean that this game is doing a terrible disservice by claiming that they did think that way, or that the people in this universe can't think that way, but it doesn't mean just that people in the Middle Ages, if this is trying to be medieval and authentically medieval, this is a small amount of a failure in that regard. Iron Sword. How's Archer do? Archer mostly kills that guy, but he's gonna have to eat a hit if he does. Let's see if the Moguls can also reach him. But 9 attack and 6 res, so that's 3. As long as he doesn't... Well, I should do the other math. 2 and 9. So that's 7. He's fine. Cool. And Ross is mostly just going to get this village. The music in this chapter has always struck me as oddly cheery. Yeah, Mordau is on the list, but trust me, that game's not authentically medieval any more than many of these other games are. I've seen enough things of it to know that there's a whole bunch in there that's very not medieval. A lot of things that fit stereotypes of the medieval, but by and large, yeah, that's just not any more medieval than anything we've got going on here. Okay, that's a small problem in that she dies if I do that. But that's okay, because now she doesn't die. Kingdom Come Deliverance is also not medieval. That one is on the list for fairly soon. So, that one's closer. But that one's also, in many ways, very, very anachronistic. And relies on a series of stereotypes of the medieval and nationalist narratives about the Bohemia and the Czech Republic. So yeah, you're 0 for 2, Antonio. Want to keep going? We'll analyze both of those in more depth when we get to them, and there will be some things they do well and some things they do really not well. But yeah. this channel is all about analyzing what feels medieval to us, and what makes us say that a certain thing is authentically medieval. So we're going to analyze those in depth, but trust me, all the big obvious choices of games I've already thought about, and I have feelings on. Okay, well, really long enemy phase. Actually, Gothic's another one that I've been interested in playing on the channel. Because there's a whole bunch of things that are medieval adjacent, I would say. And there's some things that we're gonna play that are just not at all medieval, but in some way talk about history or historiography in a way that's worth talking about. Like, I think kind of my backup plan, if what I'm trying to set up for Saturday doesn't work, is I'm going to stream Heaven's Vault, which is a game set in space where you're an archaeologist and the whole thing has a Middle Eastern aesthetic. So, but there's really nice things about learning languages and dealing with a primary source that you really don't know. And that game is just a joy. So I very much think that is on the schedule for one of the things we're gonna play. This guy has 9 attack, 9 attack, 14 attack, 9 attack. Okay. So yeah, if we don't play that on Saturday, if my plans for Saturday don't work out, that's what we're gonna be playing. Yeah, we'll see. I've also got some PS3 games that are on the way. Yes, I'm going to play those. Those are also on the list, Antonio. I've only been doing this for a little while, and I'm having a lot of fun taking my time and playing through all of games sometimes. So those ones are ones we'll get to. With their own variations of the medieval. Let's see, we might have a problem here with this guy. Nope. He's gonna attack either Mulder or Gilliam, which is not a problem for me. I could also just kill him. There's Vanessa. And yeah. I'll just have Seth kill him, because I don't feel like dealing with them. So one of them's going to attack Erica, the other one's going to attack Seth. These guys should pretty much all attack... Gilliam, or Garcia, sorry. And he'll double them and they'll all die. And that's totally fine. Having some luck here on the speed part of this. Though I do notice that I forgot to get that village. Which is not a big deal, but it is an Arena X that I just don't have right now. So that's a bit oof. And Vanessa gets more kills. And we're gonna get Worst Mage next turn. I get why loot is popular, but like, oh man, her stats are bad. But oh man, her stats are bad. A mage is superior wisdom and rare ability. She gets 2-shot by these things that are no match for her. 17 HP, level 1 at this chapter. How utterly pointless. We get the axe there. Arthur kills this guy. Gets a level off of it. And that's a kill. And, well, there's no point in keeping this guy alive to save him up. He's a lot of experience for Seth. So Seth gets more levels for our trouble. See, these guys, the Entombs, these stronger Revenants, just give 100 experience basically. Burning things to ash is actually the standard way to deal with the undead. Is either you bury them in the churchyard where they can't rise again, you cut off their head and stick it between their legs, or you burn the body. Hopeful. White dogs, gargoyles, bales. So yeah. And they're kind of phrased as like eldritch monstrosities in the Lovecraftian tradition, more than in anything else. So you have basically Arthur and Lute filling also two of the stereotypes of like Call of Cthulhu narratives. You have the priest who's guided by sacred text to seek out and destroy this darkness. And then Lute is the scholar who has read up on these things in the university and is trying to take them out. And Larachelle shows up. She's cool, but she is also totally useless. Also very subtle. We're gonna skip the rest of that. You just meet Dosla and Rennek. But she's the Princess of Roston, so the daughter of the head of things there. But yeah. Moving on. Dark creatures, bunch of Revenants show up. Revenant is the correct term for them, non-zombies. And pretty much every medieval tradition that has them, they use some kind of translation of the Latin word revenans, one who is walking again, or who has come again from the dead. So, like in the Norse tradition, the word is not draugar, though that should probably better be translated as ghost specifically. The word usually used in the sagas for this kind of undead is afterganger, so walking again. And then there's Joshua. Here's Joshua, everyone's favorite sleazy sword master. And General Sar. And Glenn. They're pretty brutal, even though Glenn's one of the good ones. And Glenn and Cormac, they go off and do their thing, and we get back into Seraphim. Weirdly, like the walls and the high towers existed before the Great Invasion, they were just abandoned and maintained for some reason, so weird. Oh hey, it's Sawa. We'll get him later. The girl with indigo hair is a Manakite, so we're gonna get to play with the dragon later. Also, incredibly good unit. Somehow they overheard that, but you know. It's a mystery. Here's Natasha. We're required to use her for now, but her stats are even worse than Mulder's, so we're gonna bench her as soon as we can and just use Mulder for the rest of this. He also starts with C stabs instead of D stabs, and that's honestly the biggest difference. It means he can use Physic that much faster. Anyway, pick units. Drop you, pick up you. Not gonna use Loot. Her stats are so garbage. Actually, she's gonna be better. Actually, it's debatable. We'll use either Ardor or Loot, but not both. And I think we use Ardor because he promotes faster and has a higher magic stat. But Mulder's our Warper, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Anyway, enough of my dilly-dallying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Friends is gonna go here. Garcia's gonna go here. Seth is gonna take the outer coast alone. No. Actually, that's a bad plan. Because I need Seth to try and recruit Joshua, who's gonna be here. No, actually, maybe someone else will be able to take Joshua. It depends on Franz's level up. I can send Garcia this way, though. He's not at any risk from these guys. And there's Joshua. Lost all his money. Yo. So, hint. Natasha can recruit Joshua. And here's Tethys. We'll recruit her later too. She gives a Draco Shield, which Vanessa is a great choice for. Like, absolutely going to use that on her ASAP. It's her or Franz are like the only two real choices. Arguably Seth, just to make him even better, but I think that's strictly unnecessary. Oh, goddammit. I should have... If I'm lucky, Mulder is bulky. Mulder the Boulder strikes with his 9 build. And let's actually do rescue drop strats for a change. Okay. Iron Axe there. As the team just slowly starts doing its thing. Yep, Garcia gets attacked there. And... look, we have another deformed guy. Or physically ugly guy as a bandit. Amazing. Okay. Slightly annoying, but this is not able to... okay, that's a good level. Maybe that's actually enough to start doubling. I think it is. I need to use the rapier here, but Mulder should be able to reach. Cool. Well, that worked well. And that's a kill. Well, that was lucky. So now we heal up here. And we can immediately go in and kill this guy with Ardor. I think Garcia kills this guy with well, take a step back and hand axes this guy. Nope. With that, so he should kill both of these guys on enemy phase. Anyway, Joshua's not in range yet, so no big deal. No point in wasting time and waiting. So we go in. We're also obviously not going to grind. This game has that as an option. It's a silly option. We aren't going to do it. Hopefully that's a kill. Yes. And Garcia is going to be low on HP, but he got defense, which is just good news. Anyway. We want to... I think we're going to have Gilliam bait out Joshua. He's a pretty good fit to do that. And yeah, Franz can get that kill. Yo, that also works fine. So there's that. Use the Dragon Shield. And Natasha sits here. May as well mend. And... well... Garcia needs the HP. From that, and we move on. He's going to probably attack Franz, which means I need to actually trade Franz the Iron Sword, and then can run all the way out here. Nice! Cool. Is that good? Well, crap. Didn't think he was gonna just, you know, two-shot Gilliam. So, we're not gonna reset for Gilliam, he's not worth it. Thank you, Joshua, for that. Yeah. Something something extinguishing light. We just replaced Gilliam with a better unit. Sometimes it's just not worth resetting over. Cool. That's no good. Please tell me you don't have a javelin. Cool. You don't have a javelin. And we get another... we get an Armor Slayer, which we can give to probably Franz. Franz can take that right... Franz can take that right away, actually. Either we give it... it's either that or we give it to Seth. Oh, he also can't use it. Okay. Never mind then. So that may end up being a Joshua weapon. And we'll also want to pick up more staves. And I think that's all we need. If I am wrong, we can definitely fix that later. We'll give you that too. And Seth can run up and kill this guy. This guy can reach to there. And Erica can stand in the forest. So you don't just suicide into Seth. I'll put Vanessa there. And Garcia can get this kill. We're making progress, though I'm still definitely behind. This is still definitely an incredibly slow speedrun. Obviously, if it's not totally obvious, I did literally no preparation for this speedrun. I was just like, yeah, we'll see how far we can get. And it's paying off for us okay right now. Not great, but okay. Definitely going pretty fast. Vanessa can get to the village next turn, or... Depends on if the archer moves or not. The archer did not move. Irritating. Well, I will have Kanto, so... Armory, Iron Lance, another Iron Sword. Probably one more Iron Sword. And these are all bad, so... Wait, 13? We'll buy one of these. I want one of those, because we're going to use a lot of them. And we don't need bows, because bows are bad. And this guy gives us a secret book, which is okay, but in normal mode, that's money. Skill is just not really needed at this point. Ooh, actually that's better. If I do this, that should be a level. Let's see if it's any good. Oh yeah, by the way, the arena is just like a Roman amphitheater, which is not the style of arenas or tournament sports. Jesus, that was a good level. That's just not how it looks. I totally get why they made the arena look this way, but a tournament structure just does not look like that. And Seth, that's 14. Well, if he's using an Iron Sword, he won't kill on enemy phase, because that's 14, that's 28. So yeah. We can do that, and so that means we can maximize. We give another turn to get the torch, and then past that, so everyone kind of doing their own thing. Nice. And we mend up friends, and he cannot sell this turn. Sad. Heal. And Iron Axe. Well, that was fun. Here's another unit we'll get. Torches. And Amelia, but really the torch is more valuable than Amelia, so whatever. Whatever. And yeah. So here we learn the plan. Vanguard is trying to destroy the sacred stones that hold back all the flood of monsters. Which is great. Just absolutely lovely. Yeah. Something else, I guess, that's totally worth mentioning with the... Hang on. Something that's very worth mentioning with various monsters and undead is, for a lot of them, for some things, they were very much present, part of our just day-to-day existence. Fairies of this type mostly fit in that way. But they some other monsters, like dragons, the Pleiadian races, some of those, are things that are meant to just be far away. They're just far away from here. So dragons live either... if you're in Scandinavia, dragons might live in Africa, or Russia, or somewhere far away. But if you're close to that, if you're in Egypt, they'll live in Ethiopia. If you're in Ethiopia, they'll live in India. If you're in India, they'll live in Sri Lanka. They'll just always live somewhere else. They're definitely real, they definitely exist, but they're always somewhere else, and somewhen else. Or if they were here, they're all dead now. Here are the bones to prove them. So yeah. Shocking, one of them is a problem. Okay, we have here Kyle Ford and Ephraim. We're gonna skip ahead. They're attacking Waterside Renville. Yeah. Dinobones, like, we have no real evidence to say that Dinobones are actually thought to be dinosaurs, but something along those lines, yeah. Where you might try and argue, oh yeah, this is just a misinterpretation of old arrowheads, or monuments that have lost their meaning, or trolls' distant memory of Neanderthals. Something along those lines. All of that is purely speculative. We don't have evidence of that. It's not like we have collections of dinosaur bones from the Middle Ages that were put on display as a dragon. That didn't happen. The closest we have with that is rhinoceros and narwhal horn being presented as unicorn horn. But, yeah, it's purely speculative to say, oh yeah, dragons were just dinosaur bones that they found. Pure speculation. Possibly right, but, not super clear. So we have Orson, Kyle, Ford, and Ephraim. I wanted to check the etymology of this and run out of time. Legendary. This one is actually a mythological name. That's what it is. Okay, it's Ragnleif. So, it is a name of Valkyrie in Grimnismal. So that is a genuinely old, probably 12th century poem. So, a genuinely old name from Norse mythology. It is, as with most names from Norse mythology in this game, just attached to a weapon. Just because. And we're not gonna play, like, super fast on this, we'll play a little fast. Wow. Good job, Ford. You're disappointing me already. Basically, I'll have just like Orson and Ephraim go up, and then while Kyle and Ford get as much of the loot as they can. Maybe. If they can ever hit. Actually, Ray and Leif, we'll just kill this guy. We'll open the door with him while Orson pushes. No. Okay, we'll have Kyle. Here we go. Here's the plan. We can do that, and you have a chest key, and you have a chest key. Okay. Well, Kyle can take on these guys. Well, Kyle can pretend to take on these guys. There we go. We're mostly like just playing a little fast. We're not going to super speedrun strats. I actually do know the strats for this game, and or for this chapter, and it involves ignoring literally all of this loot. But that feels bad, so we'll get some of the loot. Just some of it. And he's gonna drop the other chest key. I should have healed there. That was bad. Oh well. Hopefully I can kill this guy. Yeah. Cool. Slow plays it is. Ephraim's really good. He's actually one of the strongest stat-wise lords in the series. And when he gets levels like that, he gets better. Cool. Hello, Lance. Well, so there. Trade. Hello, Lance. Chest key. Chest. And an elixir. Both of those are actually pretty helpful, so glad we stopped by to get them. The Rain Leaf here is like a rapier, it's strong against everything. But yeah, it is... Well, it's not a terrible name for a weapon. It definitely is not as carefully thought through as to why this person gets this weapon. Well, not that that's always well thought through in FE4, but you understand where I'm going with that. The use of it is not bad, it's not a problem by any means, but it's not as well considered as something like the holy weapon of Ullr being named, well, Ufel, which is a transliteration of Idalir, which is where Ullr lives. The mythological Ullr, not the character in the game Ullr. So something like that is what I mean with well considered. Anyway, let's see. So next turn, Orson should be able to pick up Ephraim, and that's going to start being just how he does. He's going to pick up Ephraim and just go as fast as possible, while Kyle and Ford deal with some of the rest of this. Mostly Kyle. Ford's a little bit behind the curve now. But Kyle's pretty good, and he got a great level to start, so we'll see if that continues. Ah, it's more speed, I'll take it. I'd like defense though, he's starting to run low on HP. This is definitely an advantage to playing on normal mode. Things are not really very difficult. Anyway, he has a vulnerary, so that's fine. Iron Sword, Iron Sword, awesome. Awesome. More oomph there. Luckily that means he can drive a lot of the... Okay, we'll actually trade Orson the Javelin. And actually we should take Ephraim, damn it. We should have taken Ephraim there. Well, that's alright. Ugh. Poor Orson can just miss. And meanwhile, Kyle continues to grind up. Yo, building levels fast. I've got to say, while cavalry is not as quite as oppressively good in this game as it is in Genealogy, in both games, cavalry is really very good. Because to be honest, it's mostly just move. Move is such a good stat. Huh. And everyone goes after him, and no one goes after Orson. Yay! That's alright. Steel Lance, yeah, that works fine. Orson can just kind of run around and do everything. I feel like in the game, the statement of Orson is injured, don't use him too much, is just meant to be a warning to the player to not give all of your kills to him. But really, this game is so easy it doesn't matter that much. Oh my god, Ephraim! We'll do that, and we'll actually... we don't actually need to give him the other thing there. Yay, yay. Okay, that's not great. He might be in trouble unless he levels defense. Please level defense. Ah, damn, it's just more speed. That's avoidance at least. Hey, cool, he's fine. Sled Archer. Okay, never mind. Totally fine. Cool, he drops an elixir, which I want, so mine now. Yo, we've got a guy there who's a little bit of a nuisance, but also not really. Trade, Javelin. Ephraim, trade, Javelin. Re-equip the weapons, and let's take on this guy. Okay, that stomps him. That stomps him. No big deal. Yeah, he seems to think that matters. Kind of adorable. Now, if you've never played this game before, I'm going to do something that seems really weird. I've got 3 empty spots here. He has 3 items. God damn it. I actually screwed up there, because that means I need to wait another turn. If I put F-frame here like I was planning to, I would have been able to see this turn. That's alright. So I just stole all of Orton's items, and... well, we got through here, and they come out into Renville, and somehow, gods, somehow he makes it out of this. It's quite ridiculous. So yeah, we've run into one mythological reference so far in Ephraim's personal weapon. But that's all we've got. So we'll push on right away into the next chapter and keep going for a while. Wait there. It is getting late though. There's no way we're going to finish this game, my speedrun. I'm trying to actually read the dialogue to see if there's anything worth saying. Which means that there's actually nothing good. Oh yeah, and here we have the creepy cult again. Just like in FE4, we have our creepy cult summoning the Lovecraftian monsters with the hoods and the cultist robes, and yeah. And this is in many ways one of Fire Emblem's favorite tropes. So yeah. Here's the fog, and creepy cult does creepy cult things, and like all creepy cults, they do child sacrifices. I know! There's a elusive secret Dark God murder cult that will gain significant political backing. Why? Why? You would think someone would look at these hoods, and the fact that these guys don't have eyes, and go, maybe this isn't a good idea. So yeah, gonna get fed to these spiders. It's quite disgusting. We are going to do our best to save these guys. We don't have a whole lot of time to do it with though. Anyway, Ross is getting benched, Natasha's getting benched, Cole's coming with us, and Joshua's coming with us. Items. Joshua has an iron sword, but he needs a vulnerary, so we'll give him one. Nay, yeah, Natasha trade with Mulder. Heals, we'll give her an axe, I guess. I don't know. We're not going through axes all that, actually. Garcia is going through an axe that quickly. And can Seth use axes in this game? No. It's FE6 that uses axes. Okay. Supply, give. Guiding ring. Franz, no one needs a secret book. Skill is not a problem in this game. But I absolutely need an iron sword for you, and maybe a steel lance? I think I'll give him a steel lance too, when he needs to hit hard. Supply. Give the armor slayer. Pull out an iron lance. Also, we're going to trade to Colm the torch. Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely. FE7 is even worse than that than FE6 is, or than FE8 is here. FE7 is well, we gotta get these two children and we're gonna run around the continent like lunatics, trying to find these two children, but no one cares. Okay, Plum has the torch. Vanessa has her weapons. Doing pretty good on that. Check the map. Make sure we're all set up. I mean, this is normal mode, so there's not a whole lot of risk here. But I do want to set Colm here. Wait, why is Nimi in our group? Oh no. Oh no 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 no. No. No no. We don't do that here. That should be pretty close. I'm gonna put friends up top though. Actually, let's put Arthur down here, where he's gonna be more immediately useful. And here we go. Thieves can see farther in fog. Amusingly, torches increase your view by 5. That means if a thief uses a torch, you just see the entire damn map. You have a blade? Okay. Lance users are us, Iron Lance. Yeah, that should be fine. Mulder's going to be in range regardless, so I don't need to worry about that. I'm basically just abandoning Franz up top, because he's going to be fine. While Seth tries to just steamroll as much of this chapter as he can, as quickly as he can. Some of these guys do have poisoned weapons, which sucks a little bit, I think. If I'm remembering right. Some of them have poison. I think it's like the fighters have poison axes or something. Cool. We got an iron blade. It's a worse sword. It hits hard, but it's not good. Yep. Here, like, we are in solid fantasy territory. There is very little in terms of, like, formations or tactics or anything going on here. This is just enemies scattered around, with a giant spider coming down to eat us, and, well, this dark cult, who are just soldiers. Just soldiers. So, just members of the army, of this weirdly huge army, that our scrappy band of rebels are going to take out. Nay, why would I do that? There we go. I think all Ross is going to do this entire time is just get this village. He's going to spend the entire time trying to do that. I want to send Erica here, kills him. Garcia here doubles, that's awesome. And already... Well, let's see how good Vanessa is against these guys. Wow, still doubles. Okay. But gets hit very hard. I want to be careful about that. I'm going to put her out of range, so that way if I get hit I need to just run away. That's an option. Yeah. Meanwhile, France is not taking damage yet, so that's cool. Kills this guy. And another fine level. Not great, but fine. You have the halberd, so you're a little scary. Depends on how you define cult. If you define a cult in terms of worship or devotion to something other than the strictly orthodox view of the Supreme of God, then there were a lot of cults. By pretty much every other metric, cults are a lot rarer. Because in the super generous view of cult, meaning anything other than devotion to God, so devotion to anything including saints, there are a whole lot. Saints cults are extremely popular throughout the Middle Ages. Oh boy, that might actually be a reset, because there's too many people in range. Unless if Cone gets a lucky dodge, this is a reset. Oh, he survived. Never mind, we're good. We Gucci. But yeah, in terms of like heresies, some of our most prominent heresies are things like we've always assumed exist, but that the actual super reliable evidence for is pretty thin on the ground. But yeah, if we include the devotion to saints, so saints cults, they're really common. I don't know if you can realistically include those. That feels quite. Oh gosh, you got the Iron Lance equipped. That's the wrong one. Ah well. That's okay. I can put Erica in here to also be bait. There's a heal there. Won't heal him all the way, so we gotta be a bit careful. But if Colin can do that. Oh, and thank you, Coco Joe King, for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Yo, in terms of heresies, one of the big ones is like the Cathar heresy that we've been. There's been a kind of a revisiting of the issue there to see if, like, does that actually exist? Is that a real thing, or is that something that was largely made up? The evidence is mixed. It may have existed, it also may not have. So, often hard to say for sure one way or the other when our primary evidence is disjointed. Not non-existent, but disjointed. And a lot of it is taken by... Yeah, in short. For like the Cathar heresy, a lot of it is... Cathars are mentioned by people who dislike Cathars. And they go into very little detail apart from the fact that they are bad and awful and heretical. And so that kind of begs the question of... But really though, is that actually what's going on? Or is that what people with a vested interest in a particular outcome are saying is going on? Complicated issue. I don't have the answer to that. The Lollard heresy obviously did exist, and there were a bunch of other smaller heresies that you would believe and could be said. Additionally, most people were not literate, so there's a whole bunch of in places where the in places where someone either could not or simply did not want to hear the orthodox beliefs and have them explained by someone competent, they could fill it in with heretical beliefs. These were tolerated. Like, it's just not... was not a battle worth fighting to say, hey, squash out every scrap of non-orthodox belief from everyone. It's not something that's physically possible to do. Okay, I could just end it this turn. I'm tempted to do that, because France is starting to look pretty weak. And there is no realistic way that... yeah. No problem. I don't need an antitoxin that bad. And that saves all the poor kids. There's a spider there right now, I think. So we're gonna save all those poor kids and just kill the boss. After Franz gets one more kill here. But yeah, so that's heresies. In terms of non-standard Christian beliefs, there's actually quite a lot. Pretty much most beliefs in medieval Europe that we like to say, oh, like pagan relics of like May Day festivals and harvest festivals and wedding traditions and other weird little scraps. They may have their roots in pre-Christian traditions. They are acceptable parts of full Christianity in medieval Europe. Like, that's not something that is like, oh yes, they are secretly pagan and are just pretending to be Christian. No. 99% or people who claim to be Christian in medieval Europe were Christian. The Jewish population did its own thing, but the overwhelming majority of Europe was genuinely Christian. Now, in terms of also, oh yeah, are the priests secretly worshipping demons? That argument flew around the Middle Ages. Cool, we got an Orion's bolt. It's not useful. But, yeah. The, full Christianity has a whole lot of variation and a whole bunch of cults. But there's really no evidence of any sort of like Satanism or cult worship in the Lovecraftian sense. It's just you have devotions to your local saint in addition to Mass every Sunday, and that counts as a cult of worship. So yeah, that's a very rambly answer to hopefully deal with your question, Leander. A lot of that information is stuff I've learned from Dr. Francis Young and his Twitter feed. I highly recommend you follow him, he is amazing. But yeah. Lovecraftian spooky cults just aren't a thing, unfortunately. As much as there's black magic and individuals were thought to worship demons, it took until later for the idea of the cults to show up. Anyway. Here we go. Waterside Rimble. We've also got like another with that Orion's bolt. I mean, realistically, who are we using it on? You? There's no good candidates for that Orion's bolt. Unfortunately, there is no nomad in this game for mounted archer to use it. So I will happily turn that into money. Because I do not use Nimi, she is a terrible archer among terrible archers. And that is a D-rank sword with 12 weight, which is not great, but pretty strong otherwise. Yo, so you're level 5, you're level 7... Huh. Who's been hogging all the... oh, right. Seth has been hogging all the kills. Oh boy. Fun times. We'll do a few more chapters of this, I think, in no particular rush. We're getting up to the route split actually already, so we'll probably stop at the route split and next time we'll decide what we're doing with that. So it's 2 more chapters and then we'll end the stream. Because my speedrun is already at 2 hours, which is not good. Oh my god, they're doing the Fire Emblem. This is our final battle, let us talk a queue strat. If I had gotten Ross up to level 10, I could cheat a little bit, but I did not, so I won't. That is the speedrun strat, by the way. You get Ross up to level 10 before this chapter, and you can turn him into a pirate and use him to cross this bit of water and just skip all of this map. We did not do that. I barely touched him. So he's just gonna sit on the bench instead, and we'll do other things, I guess. Is there anything that needs stealing? Fire. An energy ring, yes. That's important. We need to steal that, because that's 2 strength, and that's just good. Anyway, I think we send Garcia up this way. I think that's most of what he... Nay, maybe not. We can send Joshua up that way. Not going to be a huge difference. Anyway, not playing super fast. I definitely could do more with all sorts of rescue strats to just speed this up, help everyone move a little faster, but in lack of ability to do that, we're just gonna keep pushing ahead as fast as we can. Friends will actually rescue, so that Seth can hurry up and get this kill. Huh, I haven't given him a better lance yet. That's awkward. Not super important, but a little bit is weird. With no ability to skip the water, without some weird rescue strats, that are risky with how weak Erica is. I've got a lot of time just doing this. Okay. Maria is gonna try and stop us. Notably, another name that's just a name, like... a lot less borrowing of names and a lot more coming up with your own names. Some cases may argue like that's a good thing. I'm pretty ambivalent. I don't think it matters either way. Ow. So that would be bad if he got hit again, because then he's in death range. Well, you know, that's... most of the people here aren't actually going to do anything. Like, honestly, Ardur's probably not going to get a single kill this chapter. Garcia's almost certainly not at this point. I mean, we're already halfway across the damn map from him. So that's fun. God damn it. Joshua might die, which I will reset for, because I actually do need him for things, but maybe he'll dodge, because he got a good level. But he got hit by like 230s? Oh no. Well, now I am resetting. Here we go. I ran too fast. Nay. Restart chapter. Water side rumble. And round 2. Yo! Well, another huge level, like, Jesus. I will say, like, this kind of positioning for a castle is actually quite good. A little bit unfortunate in that completely surrounded by water means that it's a little slow to get around, but certainly with that much water, it's slow. Oh, I forgot to rescue Erica. Whatever, I'll rescue multiple people next turn to try and have the whole army keep up. Meanwhile, I'm not attacking him this turn anyway, I'll just do that. And... what's your range? Okay. There. Yeah, that seems good to me. Nothing to really worry about. She's got no risk of killing this guy. He's the one with the energy ring I want to steal. But... cool. So that's fine, because you can attack there, and this kills. So that he should attack Ardor, and if I... dang. Can't move Erica to where she'll get attacked, but I can just run. I can just run Franz up so he'll get attacked. Because he should go for Franz over Seth, just because Seth is so absolutely overpowered. And there we go, that worked a lot better. Hopefully he still gets a good level. Eh, that's alright. Cool, that's not a kill, which is good, because it means someone else can get that kill. And so on and so forth. Cool, that was exactly what I wanted to have happen. So, now that we did not put our Pegasus Knight in range of a ballista, as it turns out that's not a good plan. We can now actually do the rest of... do a little more with pushing ahead. I think I'll rescue drop Colm forward this time, because I want to get as quickly into range there. Force. I want to be able to steal next turn. Yeah, I want to be able to steal next turn, so I think this is the way to do it. Depends on if the guy moves. If this guy stays here, we're not going to be able to do it. We're not going to steal next turn. But otherwise, should be okay. Oh, that didn't kill. That's awkward. But, yeah, Vanessa continues to be good. Oh, wow. What a huge level up. Okay, that was potentially a little scary, but we're fine. He didn't move. I don't think I even need, like, Seth to go take care of most of these guys anymore. Anyway, Colm should get that kill. While meanwhile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Seth is gonna just take out this guy, because we can, while Vanessa's role is almost done, because not a whole lot of ways that she can face two archers, but Franz is gonna just bulldoze this centerpiece. And Garcia's got his level harder. I'd like to have get attacked if possible, but we'll see. We will see. Yeah. Okay. Really? That still is in range? God damn it, that's another reset. Okay, I am getting sloppy. Apologies for this. I thought I was just out of range already. Anyway, same thing but better. Big level. Forward. Seth rescues, runs forward. He's got the Iron Sword equipped, good. Franz rescues and runs forward. Good. That's it. Same thing, but better. Seth still doubles them, so like, it doesn't matter. He can just hold on to Erica forever, and it won't make a difference. But it does mean more kills for people who want them, rather than more kills for Seth, who just dunks on everyone. Because otherwise Seth will just continue to wreck house. And sword equip. Drop Garcia here. And he runs up here. Meanwhile, Seth does not let go of Erica, but instead just runs forward. There we go. This seems to be going a little better. A lot better, actually. Definitely is going faster. I'm cleaning up the speedrun strats that I am definitely not doing as I'm playing. Awesome. So Franz gets to do his thing. Oof, huge level. And there we go. Okay, what else can we talk about? Sorry for that long pause, I just kind of spaced out. So, we get a pure water there. I guess we can talk about their bracelets, because that's something that's a little bit cool. Because obviously, like, magic bracelets, there are secretly keys that if you hold them up in the air, they'll open up a door to a magical rock is a little bit ridiculous, but has more grounding in medieval thought than you would expect, which honestly is to say, it has a tiny bit of grounding in medieval thought. So, one of the idea of like magic items of some variety is, yeah, not at all uncommon. I don't want to drop Erica this time. Okay. So, this is kind of what's called natural philosophy. Any sort of scientific inquiry in the Middle Ages is natural philosophy, but one of those is the study of the occult, or the hidden, which is not like eldritch monstrosities like this, but is any sort of action that is just, or attribute that is present in something that you can just access. No big deal, you can just access it if you have the right training. If you know how, you can access this thing. And so escape all the... words. With the right training, you can access this thing, and then you can use it to just show off and impress your friends or something. I don't know. That was not ideal. I should not have done that. I should not have done that. Oh well. We are committed now, so we're going to keep on doing it. You're done. And so, this is both a matter of handiwork, of if you know this. Oh, you took no damage. Never mind, I'm fine. Stop running away from me. Jesus. Anyway, if you could access it, that's a perfect level up. Words. Now, focusing, we can do this. If you had the right training, you could access these hidden properties of objects. If you were a skilled craftsman, you could also create these hidden properties. Certain forms have power, certain items, certain shapes. And if you could create those shapes, then you could imbue something with some of that power and some of that goodness. Similarly, words would have a very related power. So, like in childbirth, you could do a homily or a Saint Life of Saint Margaret, Saint's Vita for Saint Margaret, who was thought to aid you in childbirth. Uh-oh, Franz is dead. Franz is totally dead. Oh, never mind. Very lucky by me. Yoink, my energy ring. Now then. Can Erica kill? With a rapier she can. But got hit. Damn. Okay. So... what's her defense? Defense of 5. Attack side of 11. That's 6. If I kill or block one of them... Nay! No. That's gonna have to be another reset, because Franz just died. This is stupid. I am clearly no longer playing well, because I meant to use a vulnerary there and then I just didn't. For no logical reason, I just did not use a vulnerary. So, we reset one more time. I'm so sorry for this, guys. This is really not very enjoyable. It should not take me this long. This game is not actually difficult. But we'll play this as fast as possible. I'll be sad to lose that perfect level, because that was very, very good. Iron Lance, rescue, go. There we go. But lost it we did, so move on. Anyway, so in that, if you can create something through skill or other means, through either miraculous aid or demonic aid, create something like this, that is definitely regarded as a way to bring a normal but hidden property of the world into sight. Additionally, the sacred stones themselves would kind of fit into this tradition okay, because stones having power is a very, bog standard part of medieval thought. Lapidary medicine, as it's known, is a very, very common thing that is genuinely believed in, and so you would see rings with maybe some jet in them to protect against certain elements, and you might see emerald pendant trying to do something, or if you drop a certain stone into your wine at dinner, it can be used to ease your stomach and to protect against fevers and other sorts of things, because the properties of the stone seep into the drink, and then you consume them and it does you good. Pretty cool. Okay, still got a good level out of it, just not the same level, which means the RNG has changed. Yeah. I dislike when the RNG has changed. You know, if I do this, boop, boop, maybe that's enough to get you the kill here. Okay. Rescue. Run up. 1, 2, 4. Damn, can't drop him this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless if I go to... well, that moves him forward a little bit, so that's better than nothing. No, we'll do this. Meanwhile, Vanessa can kill this guy. And Joshua can kill this guy. Maybe. Uh-oh. That's bad. If Joshua dies this time, I'm actually not going to reset, because as bad as it is... well, no, then I miss Oithoma. I miss a legendary weapon if I do that. If he dies, I will fix it off screen. How's that? Rather than force you to sit through this again. Luckily, there was a miss there, so he's fine. He's fine somehow. Geez, this has been a hot mess of a chapter. I don't know how I'm managing to screw up this badly. But that's okay, because I think we're finally in a good position to actually win this time, as long as I don't completely brain fart. Hopefully things aren't too long. Jeez, that was close again. But that's alright, because this is the last thing he does, I think? Molder can't reach, so no big deal. Nay, steal, energy ring. I think that's the last thing Cole needs to do in this chapter, so... we will be okay, and Erica can hopefully get this kill. If I use the rapier, nope. Have I hand-axed this guy first? That would work. But I'll try and use lightning instead. Okay. And Erica gets a kill. Levels her up. It sadly will not be the perfect level of last time, but it'll hopefully be okay. Still a 5-stat level. Still good. Interesting. They have different movement ranges. Oh well. I guess we'll give these guys a choice who they want to suicide against. It doesn't really affect me either way. And there's a heal there. Seth can kill this guy. Very well. That is a kill. Okay. And we got the pure water there, which leaves us in a pretty good position. Okay. Now then. Vanessa kills that guy. And another level up for our Pegasus Knight. It's another good level up for our Pegasus Knight. Jeez. And we are finally coming up on the end of this. This took way too long and I kind of ran out of things to say because of it, but c'est la vie. Yes. And let's see. One definite advantage of being a Pegasus rider is you can just stand out in the open water. And so Franz can focus on this kill, while Vanessa... Okay, Franz is not in a position to take on that kill. Well, when in doubt, Seth continues to be our get out of jail free card. Oh, please. She's out any more experience from him. Nope. Shame. Alright, then Vanessa's done for this chapter, and honestly, everyone except Seth is done for this chapter, basically. Finally. Seth is just going to Silver Lance this guy, and it's just a wipe. Absolute destruction. And Lord Torado. Yeah. So much for that. A Night Crest is cool. Franz is almost ready for that. We won't promote him at level 10, but we will at like level 15. So, not too far. And as bad as that was, we're still going to do one more chapter and hopefully do better. Hey look, it's Orson. Okay. Sir Orson. Yes, captured and escaping. He looks poorly. They've deepened the shadows on his sprite a little bit and hollowed out his cheeks. And they'll all go, and yeah, we're still going to do one more chapter, as bad as this was. And I've already been going for like 4 hours or something. Oh god, 4.5. So yeah, one more chapter, then we are ending this. We're still gonna make it to the time skip, and yeah. And Seth realized the mistake. Absolutely too many mistakes. So that went poorly. Yeah, I didn't think today would be this much longer. I had plans of doing about like 4 hours, but we're at 4.5 already with no signs of stopping. We'll blitz this level though. Because I am able to do this one very quickly, I'll have a lot of cavalry to do it with. So, should be pretty well able to just crush this level. Anyway, we are already ready. I don't think we need to worry too much about that positioning, so yeah. Very long stream, but I hope you guys are still having fun with it. Cool, that was a miss, which helps us out. Franz, maybe? Yeah, Franz goes this way, Seth can go up. And more strength on Franz. He's actually turning out really well right now. Oh, that's a shame that wasn't a one-shot though. As you can see, like, even with very little experience on most of my guys, this is turning out really well, and speaks to just how differently this game is constructed. Like, at the end of the stream of FE4, when I took the stream down there, we were finally getting up to the benchmarks, but most of our guys were really not very good. This game is much more casual and trying to be way less, I think, kinda really focused on how are you constructing this world in a way that is believable, yes, but also in a way that kind of the emotional state of the player matches the emotional state of the game. And so it's supposed to be a little overwhelming and go against really huge odds, and usually that goes okay. Certainly your army is well matched, but it's not supposed to be easy for you. And so your army is not still really strong, but not overwhelmingly good against the enemies you're facing. Except for the people who are supposed to be, the descendants of the Crusaders, and Finn. He just really liked Finn. So yeah, this game is far more of a traditional fantasy, scrappy rebels, but scrappy rebels that are incredibly good And we finally have both wards in the same team. We have Ephraim, and we have Erica. They're at the same level right now. But oh my god, Ephraim is so much stronger. And he's in a better weapon type. Swords are overpowered than FP4. Swords are the worst. Swords are definitely the worst weapon type in this game. But that's okay. We finally got 4 to level. He blew it. So, we'll just keep charging in. Charge. Joshua can pick up the kill on the edge here. And we'll open up the door so that all of these guys can go. And break themselves against that. There's a lot of people breaking themselves against Seth in this stream. Just running up forward. Gonna go there. I'll give Vanessa a javelin. Cause yeah, that's out of range, so we're fine. Colm can fit in here. Arthur and Mulder can go up top. Now, Seth took damage. He's now a bad unit, right? That's how that works? Admittedly, I kind of did just throw away 2 levels to give Seth a half a level. But, you know, I'm not too bothered by that. He's up to 91 experience, which is pretty good. Oh boy. Ford, be careful please. Ford's gonna keep backing off up to where Mulder is, because he's not in a great position to kind of fill that spot. Luckily, Franz is a much better unit and is right here to take over. There's doubling, and good. Another level for him. He's now able to promote. Unlike in FE4, they can promote at level 10 and anywhere up to level 20. Which is good. We will absolutely be promoting him before he hits level 20. Because there's no reason not to. Anyway. Kyle is also really strong right now. 9 defense is actually huge. Yeah, he's as good. He is as good as Franz with 2 more HP. So they're almost exactly even. Which means that they're both just really good. I'll be using them both. Joshua can run back up this way. Mulder should heal Seth. I think that's the first time Seth has ever needed healing in his life. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just flying through this level. I've always found Waterside Renville to be a bit of a difficulty spike, and I don't know why. I think it's mostly because I'm careless. But, you know, so be it. Wait, that's a longbow. Oh no. Luckily, longbows are so bad that it just did not matter. Ha. That was not who I wanted to heal, thank you. Can Arthur get this kill? That'd be nice. Yes, he can. Arthur, I think, is one that I'm likely to promote at level 10. Mulder, I will definitely promote at level 10. Also, I don't believe in allowing thieves to survive. I could have stolen his lockpick probably, but that's effort. That is lots of effort. Another really good level for Seth, Jesus. Okay, that should be fine. And run up here. Do you have an elixir? Yeah, you do. Okay, here we go. Trade elixir for vulnerary. And Cal's gonna stay there and block that choke point because enemies are about to show up. Actually, no, you know what? There's no point. No one's nearby. I don't need to hold that choke when there's no one around. As a kind of castle, this looks fine, but I think it's one of those where it's very, very easy to tell when the designers had never visited a real castle, and this is definitely one of those cases. In most places, like the castle, the throne room is not in the dead center of the place. It's attached to the royal bedroom, which makes good sense because you can deal with state business there and then immediately retire to more either confidential or trusted advisors to the royal bedroom. The royal bedroom is not a private place by any means, it's a very public place, but it's one that is attached, in every circumstance, attached to the throne room as a way to kind of restrict the flow of who has direct access to the king and who doesn't. Not a good choice to go that way, but I don't have a better one. Colm's going this way. Erica, I guess Erica can go in range of one of these guys. That's not a problem. Seth has no ranged weapons, which is bad, but you know. Is what it is. But it is 5. If he doesn't die, I don't have to heal him yet. He does die. Okay. Then we will instead just pop an elixir. And heal up all the way. You know. Additionally, like, another thing with this space is it's clearly not designed to be lived in, which is just not how castles work. Castles were the ultimate, like, lived-in space for a lot of the time. It just works really well if the castle is meant to be a space that you inhabit and a place where the whole court could live. Not necessarily did live, but absolutely could live. So yeah, a space like this, while it feels very nice and feels very interesting and cool, and there are some parts that are genuinely good, like in some ways having immediate water access on the interior here is pretty good. You would usually do that by cistern instead of just a pool of water, but if you were having fountains, something like that's a totally valid part of the design. So, however, if instead you are just having it to be a weird like thing that doesn't actually challenge the player in any way, it just exists, it's kind of weird. And that seems to be what's going on here, is that this is a thing that just exists to maybe provide a challenge to the player, I guess. Actually, Do I send Ephraim back or leave Ephraim behind? Because Seth isn't going to have a problem taking on that or taking on that. The general appeared. Torado. Seth can take him on no problem, so I don't need to try and protect him too much, I think. But I will wait a turn before moving on with Erica and Ardor to get the kills there. Seth should take on this guy, and we'll just eat these for no bad news there. So yeah, we are getting close to the end of this. There is definitely a little bit of sitting and waiting at this point, but not too much of it. Yep, he attacked at point blank and got wrecked. Meanwhile, the longbowmen do what they do. And we can keep going. This has honestly been way longer and way more exhausting than I thought it would be, so I will be very happy to eat food at the end of this. Because amazingly, a 5-hour stream with no food breaks is kinda rough. But we'll puncture that wall open, and Seth can now immediately turn to dealing with Dorado. Is anyone injured? Yes, there is. Awesome. That should be another level for Mulder, so he's at level 8 now? Oh, he's only at level 5. Well, that's no good. Sadly, no Paragon in this game. Well, if I stand here, that's 4, that's 8. Cool. Just kill that guy. There are some kills for Ephraim, and Franz and Kyle can get the rest of it. Level 11, that's pretty good stats. I'll have to check his averages to see how he's doing, but I think he's doing well. But actually, this is fine. Yeah. There we go. Now Kyle's ready. And Ephraim takes on that guy, and Ephraim is gonna level up. Awesome. Jeez, I'm getting such good level ups on this day. Honestly, just today. When I was prepping for, or undoing my Noise fell asleep mistake, I got huge level ups on, who's his face? On Finn. He got like 5 stats repeatedly, and it was massive. Okay, that's a small irritation. Okay, that's no damage. But small irritation aside, well, if... Actually, that works out really fancily. Watch this. 6 uses left on the javelin. Kill that guy. Oh, got more speed. That's pretty good too. Trade. That back. And kill that guy. So I've got like 2 archers left. And then Seth killing the boss. Not the fastest way to play this, but pretty fast. Because I'm not going to worry about Ephraim trying to take on the boss, even though he's really well suited to it. I think we feed the kill here to Franz, because I want to get Franz up to like level 14 and then promote him. So the closer we get there, the faster, the better. Also, we should get a hero crest in this one, which is a promotion item for Garcia. Silver Lance hits twice, yeah, that's fine. His own special brand of power is mostly losing. Which is kind of funny. But sadly, like, we did not get up to very many of the mythological weapons, except for the Ray and Leaf, but that is illustrative. We'll come back to this game soon. Obviously I want to keep going with FE4 as well, so I don't want to just turn to a Fire Emblem streamer. But there's plenty to talk about, and I do like these games. So we will come back soon. I don't care what the however is. But my argument here is mostly that they're taking names that sound aesthetically pleasing, and perhaps have some reference. You can translate Ray and Leaf as mighty in power, which is appropriate for Ephraim, but like in FE7 there's the Ray and Flesh, which is literally a powerful, just a strong bow. That's literally what that name means, it's just strong. This bow is broy. So there's some like adaptations in weird ways. Okay, that was an Legion weapon, not a Hero Crest. No big deal. And yeah, so that's... For the most part though, they're just taking names from the mythology because they think they sound cool, which is totally fine. I just tried to seize with Seth because Seth is clearly the main lord here. No. Hey look, girl with indigo hair. And time to get out. Definitely time to move, and yo. A new journey. So, this is where we will leave off. We will decide what the route split will look like next time. So this is genuinely the end of the stream this time, so thank you all for joining. I hope you guys liked it. I'm trying to put together something special for Saturday. I will let everyone know if that works out. It kind of depends on other people's scheduling, not mine. So, if that works, we'll have something pretty cool on Saturday. If not, we'll have Heaven's Vault, which is also pretty cool, so you guys are in for a treat either way. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this extremely long Fire Emblem stream, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye!